Welcome to another edition of TV and Movie Thoughts. I finished the first season of Widow's Bay, and the reveal at the end actually didn't surprise me very much at all. As far as the second season, I predict that Tom will continue to keep the secret of his son, and we're going to have to follow up on the films that Dale discovered related to people being sacrificed to the island. Of course, the island will continue to plague the citizens. At this point, I don't know if I would watch a second season. I actually enjoyed the Burrows a lot more than Widow's Bay, but unfortunately, the Burrows will not be coming back. I also rewatched the movie Jumper from 2008. It stars Hayden Christensen as the main character. It's called Jumper because he has the power to teleport, to jump to another location. This movie is based on a book by the same name, but in my opinion, the book is far superior because the movie changed so much of the story. The book was published in 1992, and I remember reading it back then. There are several novels in the Jumper series, and I've read all those. There are a lot of major differences between the movie and the book. The book has only one jumper, and the movie has several. In the movie, the main character could jump somewhere if he saw a picture of it, but that was not really explained at all, and I kind of had to infer that. In the book, he had to have physically been to a place before he could jump to it. Now, the book is more adult, and it's a little rougher than the movie, and it has a lot more depth. I don't know why, but the book Jumper gave me the same kind of vibes as that novel The Time Traveler's Wife, which was also much more adult, and it too was better than the movie, even though the movie version was fairly good. No, I have not gone to see Supergirl. I decided to wait for it to be available on streaming, and the information I found says it'll be available to stream in about a month. The disc should be out maybe sometime in September. Now, I know that's not the best financial decision because, at least for me, because Amazon will probably sell the digital version for $20 to $25. I can go to the theater, get a big drink, and fill my giant popcorn bucket for about $16. But I'm still going to wait for streaming for a couple of reasons. First, if I buy it on Amazon, I'll always have it available to watch, and I don't have to watch it all at once. Second, the streaming version will have captions. I'm really getting tired of going to the theater and not being able to hear all the dialogue or not being able to understand all the dialogue. Now, no, I'm not hard of hearing. It's just the sound in movies, it isn't always that great. If you don't believe me, look it up. There are several videos on YouTube that go into the technical reasons why movie dialogue is not that good. Oh, and speaking of YouTube, and this is Supergirl related, I watched an interesting video where the host explained what's called the Lego theory and how it has affected modern movies. I will put a link to that video in the show notes. And finally, I watched Enola Holmes 3. One thing I like about the Enola Holmes movies is the way she breaks the fourth wall and how they visually depict her solving the puzzles. There is one piece of the story that bugged me a bit. It has to do with where the gold was hidden. Yes, it was foreshadowed earlier in the film, but the revelation was anticlimactic. And there's a major problem related to that, but I won't spoil it here. I thought this third movie had less clue solving than the first one. There were things for her to figure out, but they didn't seem as puzzly. I would recommend watching the first two, and if you have seen them, you might consider rewatching them so you'll remember some of the secondary characters when they show up in this one. IMDb rates Enola Holmes 3 at 5.9, not the greatest score. And Rotten Tomatoes has a critic score of 72% and an audience score of only 60%. I still haven't decided what I want to cover next on the TV Lounge podcast. Almost everything I've watched lately doesn't fit my format. I'm not interested in doing a reaction channel, but more of a commentary. And you never know what material will get you a copyright strike. Plus, it has to be something I actually want to watch. I'm sure I will eventually find something, and when I do, I will mention it here as well. But now I have a few things in the queue to check out, and I will report on those next time.